What's up, traders? Happy President's Day. As many of you know, the markets are closed today, and so there is not going to be any trading. But I wanted to post this video anyway. I'm wanting to start a series here on the channel called The Trader's Mind, because trader psychology is a huge, huge part of day trading. I mean, you can go out there, you can get educated, you can join all the online day trading courses, you can learn from the best of them, you can study, you can do all the proper research, you can gain an understanding of all the technical indicators and, fundamental analysis, and even go into the depths of cyclical analysis. You can learn about options and futures and just everything. You can learn everything there is to know, but the head knowledge is not enough, not when it comes to day trading. Okay, and really, I mentioned options and futures a couple seconds ago. I don't even want to talk options or futures because day trading, just day trading stocks, the intraday buying and selling or shorting and covering of stocks. That is what we're talking about here. That's what this channel's about. That's what I want to keep it about. And day traders have it very difficult, not because of lack of knowledge, but oftentimes because of lack of understanding how their own mind works, so to speak. Lack of discipline. Because even once you do gain that understanding, what you can, I mean, we're talking about, you can study and research and educate yourself on this, and this. Well, you can even study and research and educate yourself on trader psychology. But then if you don't have the discipline to knuckle down and handle your trades with the clear understanding and perspective that you gain, well, then your education means nothing. And so, not to complicate things here, guys, but the trader's mind. I think that's an appropriate name for this series, and I do want to continually post videos like this, and I plan on doing this as the channel moves forward, where we can just come together and talk about different issues concerning trading and how it applies to the individual trader on a very mental plane. If I'm even making sense with that. We just want to talk about the mentality of all sorts of things that day traders are faced with. And today, I figured we would start this episode. This episode is going to be titled How to Come Back from a Heavy Loss. Okay. And as many of you may know, those of you who have been following the channel here, now I just started this channel last week. Okay. I just started this channel here, Conservative Trades, last week, where my whole plan, my whole goal is to teach a very workable and strategic day trading strategy that utilizes a very conservative mindset concerning all areas of trading. And there's a lot that goes with that statement. So I'm not going to get into that right now, not for this episode. But I'll tell you what, I've been trading for over 2.5 years now. And I actually started with cryptocurrency, with Bitcoin, like before they had that major run up back in 2017. Like I was already in on all that stuff. And that's kind of where I really started getting interested in day trading. Actually, I should say somebody had approached me even years prior to that. Somebody had approached me probably 10 years ago with Forex trading and all that. And I kind of looked at it. I looked into it. It seemed very interesting to me at the time, but it didn't seem like something I really wanted to be a part of. And so then obviously I got involved with cryptocurrency, and that's when I really started to have an appreciation for charts and candlestick patterns and all of that. And it became so interesting to me, even more than the whole idea of blockchain technology and everything that goes along with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I mean, there's definitely fascinating stuff in that world, but beyond blockchain, beyond all of that, what I was really fascinated with was, again, just the charts and the patterns and the technical analysis and learning about moving averages and how all this stuff just works together. It just fascinated me. And so when Bitcoin started to kind of go down the drain after that first major run up and things were kind of dying off there, I really just kind of started turning to actual stock trading on the stock market. That's when I started taking courses and educating myself more. And I studied and studied and studied. I spent hours on this stuff. I mean, hours from sun up to sundown, really digging my heels in. Eventually got into a trading simulator and eventually started trading with real money in a live broker account. And it was very difficult. I mean, it was very, very, very difficult. And I had a lot of ups and downs, and unfortunately, mostly downs within that first bit of time that I was doing this. And so anyway, fast forward to now, obviously I've been continuing my trading career. And I had spent several months and months on end practicing a very conservative trading strategy and proving it in a simulator. And then, of course, I started moving to a live broker account again and had been working that strategy and decided that I wanted to start this channel. Wouldn't you know that the first day that I start this channel, I'm going to click on my videos here. You can see the first day that I started this channel, I had this major loss. And mind you, $800 it's not a crippling loss, okay? But it's still a heavy loss. I even titled it here, heavy red day, not a great start for the channel. And it really wasn't. And there were some things that went on that day. For example, first and foremost, day trading live before a live audience, knowing that people are watching my trades, that's new to me. It's very new to me, and I admit I was a little bit nervous. I probably wasn't trading the same way that I normally would, but I accidentally even made a hotkey error on this day. You can go back and watch these videos, and you can see I made a hotkey error and accidentally averaged in with a little too big of a share size on a stock. Ended up moving against me, and this whole day was just kind of a back and forth, and just dug myself further into the hole. And it was just not a good way to start a day trading channel. And so I got to this point to where I was like, man, all right, I got to come in here the next day and I got to be careful. And this is why I want to address how to come back from a heavy loss, because there's a lot of traders out there. And this is what happens to the mind. We're going to address the mind, the trader's mind. When you see this kind of a heavy loss on your P&L, and this isn't even including commissions. Like with commissions, this was probably a negative $900 day. This was probably a $900 red day. The average trader takes a day like this, and the next day comes into the market feeling like, man, I got to make it all back. I got to make it back. I got to make it back. I got to make it back. And that is mistake number one. Okay. Now I came into the market the next day, and you can see here, this was the second day. This was my live stream. And then this was the video I posted that day, the daily trade review. And I ended down that day as well. Again, I'm just kind of trying to get my bearings here with day trading live before a live audience, even though it's not like a ton of people are really watching right now, but still, just to have even one person that is kind of sitting there looking over your shoulder, watching everything you're doing. It's taken me a minute to get my bearings on that. But also, last week was a choppy week in the markets. You could have looked at half the other day trading channels out there. Everybody was talking about it. Last week was just in general a very slow and choppy week. And so I was trying to, I was taking trades and I was trying to give them room to work out. And even if they went against me a little, I was giving them room to work out. But I just continued to get chopped out. But you know what? I said, I'm down $120, probably more than that, over 200 probably after commissions and all that. Look, with this and with the day before, look, I'm down probably $1,000 right now or better. I need to just pump the brakes. And that's something that I didn't used to do. And that's something that a lot of traders don't do. As a matter of fact, most traders would have come in this second day and thought to themselves, man, I got to make this back. And when they first started losing a couple $100, they might have thought to themselves, oh no, I got to jump on something now. Now, if I add this up with the first day loss, now I'm down over $1,000. Man, I can't do this. I'm losing too much money. I got to make this back. And what they end up doing is just jumping on any old setup out there that they can find that looks halfway decent, but may not really be the type of setup that they would normally trade with if they were in their right minds. And so what happens is this ends up becoming another negative $800 day, or negative 500, or negative 1,000. They end up suffering a much heavier loss. But what did I do? I came in the third day. I traded live again. You can watch it all here. And I ended up positive $188. Probably maybe even just a little over $100 after fees and commissions. But I said to myself, and I had to maintain this mentality the whole time. Number one, I had to understand, okay, look, Matt, you're in a whole new realm of trading here. You're trying to trade before a live studio audience. You're in a choppy market this week. It's slow. Look, just chill, just relax, and let's just start chipping back away at this. You don't have to impress anybody. Just do what you know to do. And so then the next day I came in and I couldn't trade live this day because I had a business meeting that morning. But I did show all the trades and documented it, and you can watch this video and see. But on this fourth day in the markets, I came in with a $420 profit. I was probably up $350 after commissions. Okay, so I tacked on an extra, $350, $400. And then what did I do again? Day 5, I came in, I did the same thing. I just traded my strategy. I did not have this feeling of I've got to make all of this back. And to be honest with you guys, I didn't post this, but I actually went back that afternoon. There was an amazing trade that or trading opportunity that occurred again on Roku. Roku was just extremely volatile last Friday. But there was another one last trade that I was able to take on, and I actually ended the day like I think it was a little over 400. It was like 410 or 430 or something like that. So, but I had already created the thumbnail and posted the video, or the video was uploading, and I didn't want to redo all that. So I just, but my point being is I have gradually been working my way back. And you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to come in here, I'll make another $200-300 and I'll pack it on again. And then I'll make another $200-300 the next day and I'll pack it on again. And you know what? I might have a small red day, but we don't know what the market's going to hand us. But all you can do is go into the market every single day. You have to give yourself a fresh slate, a fresh start every single day. You can't think about what you did or didn't do the day before. Stay away from having that previous day mindset, that previous day mentality. You've got to give yourself a fresh start. You've got to say, okay, you know what? Yeah, I lost a lot of money yesterday. I'm not going to think about it. I can't think about it. I don't even have to make it all back today. It doesn't matter. All I got to do is start chipping away at it. Just start chipping away at it. Hey, and if I make $200-300, guess what? I'll quit. I'll take my profits, and then I'll live to trade another day. And even if it takes me 3 or 4 days to make this back, I'll make it back. I'll make it back because you know what? Here's the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is, if you have a good, solid working strategy, if you've proven this strategy, if you've proven it by trading it in a simulator for months and months on end, and then you've even been able to go to a live broker and start proving that same exact strategy. If you know the strategy works, then you know the strategy works. And there's nothing to stress over. You're going to have losing days. You need to know how to handle those losses. And not just from an emotional perspective, but again, and when I say not just from an emotional perspective, what I mean is not letting it affect your life. Okay? I had to be able to take this loss that day, and I had to be able to go be a good husband to my wife. I had to know how to be a good father to my son. I had to go about my day. I had to go about my business. I had other work that I had to do that day. You have to know how to handle yourself emotionally. You can't let it suck away your appetite. You got to eat. You want to stay healthy. You don't want to get sick. And you got to be able to sleep at night too. You got to be able to go to sleep. You got to be able to lay your head down on the pillow, and you can do that knowing that you have a good working strategy. And you know what? Tomorrow's another day. Just go back in. You don't have to make it all back. Just go back in. Trade the strategy that you know works. Don't force it. Don't just jump on any trade. Don't up your share size. Don't all of a sudden go in 1,000 shares on a stock if you wouldn't normally take 1,000 shares on a stock. No, just go in, trade the way that you know how to trade. And before you know it, a few days are going to pass, and not only are you going to have made this up, but you're going to be in the profit. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about. This is, I believe, is the best way to come back from a heavy loss. I've said it before. You've heard other traders say it before. You've got to preserve your capital. You've got to live to trade another day. Okay? And as long as you've got the capital, and as long as you can come in here and trade another day, and as long as you've got a working strategy, a strategy that you know works, then just keep at it. You'll make that money back, and this will be just another distant number in your trading history. You won't even remember it. Okay? You remember it now. You remember it today because it just happened. Okay? But after several weeks go by, if you just, coming in the market and just taking base hits and, just knocking it out of the park, $300 here, $400 there, after the next couple of weeks of doing that, you're not even going to be thinking about it. Okay? So that's what I wanted to talk about in this episode today, guys. And again, I'm looking forward to getting back in the markets tomorrow, and hope to see you guys then. All right, take care.